Good evening, everybody. Cross Product here.
And Jagger G with him.
We have a very exciting Super Metroid multi-world randomizer race for you today as part of the Super Metroid Rando League. Today's runners will be the A team, and representing the A team are Ace and Apathy Duck. And we also have Remembered Highway. Representing Remembered Highway, we have Hacksaw and Shalashalska. And the members of these teams are Ozster for the A team, and Ozster has to be on the team with the silly pun, and Rogue DSO 2020 with Remembered Highway. So, Jagger, do you want to give our viewers here a rundown on what mode we're playing today?
I like that that highway. That's a pretty good highway. So this mode that we're playing on is
What highway?
major minor split. Were there any other details to that? It's a multi-world. Well, we know that for sure. That's in the randomizer. That's in the league name. What else do we have going on today?
It is multi-world. So if you're not familiar with, well, first of all, let's talk about what Super Metroid is. Super Metroid is an awesome Super Nintendo game, and if you have a Nintendo Switch and an online subscription, you can play it for free on your Switch, and it is super good. And if you've never played it before, I definitely recommend it. If you're familiar with Super Metroid and you don't know what a randomizer is, well, just imagine like you go to find something and it's not there, but something else is there. That's what a randomizer is. And a multi-world randomizer is you go to find something, and not only is it not what was there, but there's something else, but it's something that could be for your teammate instead of for you.
And
Hopefully
also,
some of that made sense.
at various times as you play, your teammate may find an item, and you'll just like receive the item just in the middle of your movement. And if you're not so lucky, you may have to like compensate for your movement for the brief pause in gameplay. It's
And
interesting
if you are
when
lucky,
bomb jumping.
you'll be in the middle of a heated room and your friend will send you an E-Tank. And
Yeah,
first
that's
try
always good.
for both of the top runners here on the damage boost to get Morph Ball in the ceiling here. So this is Randomizer League, so the runners are going to be expected to know tricks such as the one you just saw, spring ball jumps, some minor suitless Meridia, running through heated rooms without Varia suit. So a little bit tighter on the logic than you might see in something like a casual combination randomizer. And hopefully we will be getting a live view of the bottom runners.
Yeah, it looks like they've all taken down the no signal boss, and so they're on their way into game pretty shortly. As soon as the feeds warm up a bit. It takes the
they do have high jump boots, so
screen capture
they're going to be happy to
time.
see those. And the runners are running. I think that this just working out some kinks on the stream. Oh, another advantage of the multi-world randomizer that Chad is getting at here, if your friend sends you an item and you reset or take a death, then you'll get those items again as you respawn. So it also means if you go and find your friend an item at the end of a heated hallway and you're not able to make it back to a safe place, if the item at the end of the heated hallway is for your friend, then they will get to keep the item. If the item you find is for yourself and you can't get out, well, then it's just like a normal game where you would lose it. Hey, there we go. Looking good. So the bottom runners have high jump boots and everyone has Morph Ball. I think we have settings to ensure that runners will get their own Morph Ball early on and not have to sit and wait and twiddle their thumbs and may or may not be ordering fast food while their friends are collecting their items.
You mean no one's Morph Ball is going to be in Meridia? Oh.
Well, if they were, they're not, because they don't not have them right now. Looks like everyone has power bombs as well, so we're well on our way to opening up the game and finding the various locations. So this is a major minor item split. So if you're familiar with which items are where in the normal, what we call vanilla Super Metroid game, then the items that are going to be shuffled amongst each other are missiles, super missiles, and power bombs will be mixed around with each other. And then everything else, which we call a major item, will be shuffled around. There is one caveat to that. One of the major items in Norfair, the energy tank by the high jump boots, has been swapped with an item in wrecked ship. So 10 power bombs already for the bottom runners. That's going to be pretty nice. And it looks like Apathy Duck on the A team, bottom left stream, is going to go ahead and take those 10 power bombs and go ahead and find one major and two minor item locations in the gauntlet area. And Shala Shalska is right behind him, having a little bit of a difficulty with these wall jumps. High jump boots, while being my favorite item, are not your friend when trying to get up this cliff.
It's very, very tight. Do you know how? Do you know what the frame window is on that jump with high jump? Some people even opt to like turn off, like deactivate high jump in their inventory when they try to do this.
You got to admire a runner for sticking to it, though. You know, if I get it this time, it still saves time over pausing.
Yeah,
and that was a grapple beam that we found in the Brinstar Reserve area here. Ace, I guess, also had 10 power bombs and went through the gauntlet.
There we go.
And two super missile packs. Not a bad reward here. One for each person. And if that's a third power bomb pack for somebody, then that's going to allow them to unlock the Crystal Flash trick, which enables them to refill their health. Especially useful if you're doing some heated rooms in Norfair and you don't have that Varia suit. And a wave beam.
Yeah, this wall jump that Shala's doing is really tricky. You have to really pull away quite a bit from the wall before jumping.
And you actually have to be a couple pixels below the bottom of the cliff. Oh, there we go. First try. And yeah, that is 15 power bombs for Shala Shalska. And okay, the bottom runners are definitely running the same player because they both have high jump boots, right? So
I believe so.
Yeah, interesting divergence from the top runners. I don't think that Hacksaw went and got the gauntlet items, but didn't find anything good there anyway, other than the super missiles.
It could easily be a matter of comfort if you know, like, you struggle getting the wall jumps and or surviving the acid, because this acid really eats away at your health fast.
Yeah, if you get grabbed by one of the... if you get grabbed by one of the yapping maws, 200 energy isn't going to cut it. You're basically doomed. So could be a comfort level. Could be wanting to route it in with wrecked ship. I mean, if you come back with screw attack or speed booster, you're saving time on that trip.
There's definitely something to be said for going for safety as opposed to the ideal play. Because oftentimes execution will just kind of ruin what would be ideal.
Yeah, sometimes coming back later is the ideal play anyway. I mean, if you do want to go into wrecked ship and have to get the cliff missiles without any high jump boots or ice beam or space jump, it's a minor item, so the answer is you don't want to check it anyway. But you know, the principle is that sometimes doing the easier thing just saves time because you have items that make you faster. And we have a Varia suit on the board. That was, I suppose, the Edikun energy tank that Ace is just departing right now. Which does... Or did... Well, one of them got it at Edikun E-Tank. I'm not sure if Duck got it for himself or if Ace got it for him. I think that Hacksaw would have gotten that item, so it must have been bottom runner getting Varia for themselves. There's two of them.
Well, one of them hasn't gotten it yet, so technically.
You know, eventually, hopefully, they'll find it, right?
Yeah. I mean, they don't technically need Varia suit.
Logically, they do. I opened by talking about how, and then this actually, speaking of, A0 just did another trick, which is part of our Rando League logic that you
Oh,
might not
there it
see in
was.
SMZ3.
Oh, it was in the reserve. Wait. Yeah,
Oh,
it
it
was
was even before Etakun E-Tank. Okay.
interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
And
The
Tracy M, our faithful
high jump.
viewer and tournament organizer. Hello. Thank you very much. Say hi to Tracy in chat. This whole thing is her doing.
Be sure to thank and
I'm
blame her.
not. I mean, there's a team of people, but half that team is Tracy. Yeah, so another interesting item that we just found here is this ice beam that A0 has. This is potentially required for suitless Meridia, but also one of two items that will unlock the back half of Meridia as well. Either ice beam or speed booster will be required to access that area in logic. Of course, out of logic, Ace could have gotten there with a crystal flash clip. But we keep mentioning logic, so for people that are newer to randomizer, and we throw out some jargon sometimes, and I apologize for that. But just to explain, logic is the game when it's generating a randomizer has a certain algorithm or logic that says if you have item ABC, then you can get to location X. So the logic will say, okay, you need A, B, and C to get to item X. But if you're a clever runner, you might say, I can actually do this with A and D. I don't need A, B, and C. You can break the logic or do what we call a sequence break. And sometimes that gets you some bonus information if you understand how the randomizer works and your experience with doing those things. And Ozster, the teammate of A0 and Apathy Duck, giving a shout out in chat. And I don't want to say questioning, but questioning his teammates' decision in going to wreck ship with high jump and Varia suit. This is actually, and with 25 super missiles, this is a great loadout to just go dive straight into lower Norfair. And I do mean dive because there's no gravity or space jump, right?
Yeah.
And even ample ammo to defeat Ridley in lower Norfair. And yeah, fortunately, it has the grapple beam. Now, none of these items are actually in that logic for getting the wrecked ship because we speedrunners know a really cool trick to get through that room that you're just going to have to believe me because it's a lot slower than just using the grapple beam, so we may or may not see it today.
No. Falling at the very end of the
Yeah,
the
this is
ocean
a
was
it's a
pretty
punishing room
dicey.
to when
You
we
you can't
missed.
you can't reach that ripper with a grapple beam from below, can you?
You know, I never tried.
I was wondering because they have high jump and grapple, but it's pretty high up.
Yeah. Ace trying to get the quick kill on Kraid here, and then kind of holding on and trying to get a little backup strat going, but unfortunately has to do the entire fight with the cutscene. Don't worry, Oster. I haven't been playing any better in a month or so. That is to say, I haven't played in a month or so. And we have morph bombs for which runner got that? The bottom runner. So that's good. That means both of these runners on the right side have what we call can fly. Basically, what it means is you can ascend any amount of vertical distance. You can do that with either the space jump that Hacksaw has or the morph bombs that Shalashalska just got there. And yeah, pretty comfy Fantoon fight here with Varia suit and 3 E-tanks. Not a super good loadout for a comfy fight, but good enough for advanced strats such as the missile Dopplering. And yeah, there was that space jump in the Frog Pocket in Kraid's Lair. So A0 also has that. And we'll soon be getting the Morph Bombs for Apathy Duck. And we have a pretty early check on X-Ray Scope here. Now, Apathy Duck went down Red Tower, so we haven't seen it yet. And there's a nice energy tank refill. Oh, and the high jump boots for Hacksaw. That's a nice comfort item. Well, I guess it's not a comfort item at this point. Actually, I think this is kind of a curse on Hacksaw. When you see that high jump boots and comboed with the ice beam, then you know what everyone's thinking.
I mean, it's great for us, the viewers.
Now, only the first half of Meridia will be in Logic without Gravity Suit, which means everything. I guess it's Space Jump. This is kind of a controversial point, but I believe the left sandpit is in Logic with Space Jump. But we have the left sandpit, and Tracy will correct me in chat if that's not the case. We have 3 major items in Norfair that Hacksaw can now access, and not taking. So he has 2 options here. He can either say, yes, I can do Suitless Meridia right now, or he can take the energy refill at the bottom of Red Tower, and maybe he's thinking he wants to scope out the rest of Norfair first. Honestly, in either case, it might be wise to get that energy refill because the enemies in Meridia. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Now all 3 items in Meridia are in Logic with the grapple beam. But anyway, as I was saying, Hacksaw, whichever route he chooses, definitely wants to take this energy refill because enemies in Meridia are going to be doing 120 or more damage. Or he's just going to go to Rick's ship. Who knows? Stopping at X-Ray on the way first.
So an interesting thing about having all this equipment to potentially do Suitless Meridia is that technically you could do the entirety of Meridia and actually beat Dragon and escape without Gravity Suit. However, it probably takes longer than actually going out of your way to find Gravity Suit.
Yeah, it's the same situation back with the Gauntlet, right? I mean, I can do this now, and it's dangerous, but if I do it later, it's probably faster anyway. And also, in the case of Dragon, it's out of Logic. And it would require some slow strats just to get out of Dragon's room. I think that was just a spring ball that went over to Ace Zero from the Wreck Ship E-Tank.
So to clarify, is fighting Dragon itself locked by a gravity on these settings?
Yes, it is. I believe in later group brackets, the difficulty is going to be turned up a little bit, and we might see some Suitless Dragon, but for this stage in the tournament...
The Precious Room, right?
Correct, which would require...
Because that's a minor anyway.
I'm not sure. I'd have to... We'll have to go over the logic when we get to that stage in the tournament, but because there are several ways to get out of the Precious Room, that is the room before Dragon. Anyway, Dragon will be in Logic Suitless later in the tournament. What exactly will be required for it is something that we'll look up for future races, but won't apply to today's race. So I personally, I know I'm in a minority here, but I personally love doing Suitless Meridia, and I would have gone straight there if I were Hacksaw, but I think this play's probably smarter. But, you know, it's fast versus fun, right? Alright, so anyway, even though Apathy Duck could have cleared out all of lower and upper Norfair in one go, well, that's a Spazer. I doubt we're going to see that, since there's no speed booster right now. Alright, Jagger, say
we saw it.
You go into Gravity Room. Gravity Room is your speed booster. Do you turn around and you go back and get that Spazer?
No.
What if
Unless it's door cap rando, but
I would do it in one circumstance. I would do it. Well, we know that it's Ace's Spazer, right? Because Apathy already has Spazer. I would only do it if Ace already had Plasma Beam. I would just go pick up the Spazer to troll him.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, I'm
A,
gonna say the
a big part of the logic there is that they already they're playing major minor split, so I feel like they're more likely to come across plasma later on.
right because they have fewer places where it can hide.
And it
Now,
and even if they even if they don't get a beam upgrade, they can probably get a bunch of minor super missile expansions to deal with bosses. So
that's true, and we're already at 30 for both runners on the A team, which is enough for Ridley and half enough for Mother Brain. Final boss. So we have kind of an interesting divergence, but one that could potentially have been even more interesting. So Apathy Duck went straight up to wreck ship, which means he did not get those high jump boots for Ace. Now Ace kind of got forced into Norfair because he didn't have the high jump boots to go in the Meridia. On the other hand, Hacksaw did get the high jump boots, and with the high jump and the ice beam and grapple beam, could have gone into Meridia, but then went into wrecked ship. So like we got divergence, but not the one that you would have expected. And ooh, a really nice finishing round for Fantoon on Hacksaw's
yeah, I
stream
like
there.
that one. It's definitely a lot of practice showing.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
definitely,
tough fight to execute.
definitely proving that he can count to 19. Knows when to throw that super missile. Oh man, I want to give Ace credit for that D boost. I mean, it looked accidental, but it was impressive enough that I want to say he did it on purpose.
At the same time, it's pretty rare to accidentally damage boost in a
Not really.
especially in a beneficial way.
All right, we're definitely gonna see that crystal flash I mentioned before from a serious stream. He does not have enough energy to go and get this item and return. Space jump's gonna make this room a little trivial, but unless he picks up an E tank here, I'm sure we're gonna see a crystal flash before he leaves. Yeah, we don't get to see anything fun today. I apologize that this. No, I'm just kidding. And yeah, Duck is having some trouble getting this grapple beam item, which was Morph Bomb. No, who is this? What was this? It was something good. Oh yeah. Oh, it was the high jump boots. So, well, not only did Apathy opt not to go down into Norfair, but he also opted not to get the one item that was right next to him, which was those high jump boots. I think that Ace is probably saying, "Get me out of here." It was about to do Croc. Let's see if he commits to the Croc play or if he bails and heads in the Meridia. Let's see. He's gonna go left here, and then we'll see if he goes up or down.
That's two majors, right?
Crocomire is two majors, yes. And the super missile tells me he's going down.
It's almost guaranteed his own gravity is going to be in Meridia with this with these
Oh
item
man,
lines.
with the
But
spring ball too. It's like you got the high
not
jump and you got
guaranteed.
the ice beam, and you're like, okay. And then you got the grapple beam, and you're like, okay. And now you have spring ball, and it's just like, what else are you gonna do?
Mhm.
Crocomire, obviously. I mean, and there, yeah, and then there's the grapple beam, and there's Ace saying, "Ah, should have skipped Croc and gone to Meridia." But we'll see. This could pay off.
Yeah,
And
it's
chat
soft walk
pointing out
insurance.
that Ace has suitless Shack tool layout. Yes, Ace has high jump boots, ice beam, space jump, and spring ball, and I guess also grapple. Right? Because you need to drop down from the sand pit, so you would need grapple beam to get up to the sand pit and go through.
Even if it's just speed
Oh,
boost back here, that would be you would probably feel pretty good about.
that's
I think.
true. Even just having a shortcut to get back through Norfair with that speed boost would be really good. All right, so we are very shortly going to see the first item that Crocomire has in store. Oh, we already saw it. Well, someone saw it. It wasn't me. The trackers saw it, and that's all that matters. And speaking of, thank you very much to today's trackers. We have Incompetent Perfectionist and Gestro Zooks. Thank you very much. Go ahead and
Mhm.
I think it's the same command
Makes
for
our
them
job a
and us.
ton
Yeah.
easier.
Oh yeah, Jagger G is cool too. Follow Jagger G.
And definitely follow Cross. He needs his
Lamp oil and rope.
chat snake needs to be fed.
I played this game once. Oh, it looks like we lost a little space jump input here, but Ace does want to check this item. We want all the super missiles we can get before we find Charge Beam. And probably even if you do find Charge Beam for Ace. Oh, Apathy does have... So our Apathy has Charge Wave Spazer, which is a very good beam loadout. And I would feel pretty comfy with... What's that, 40 super missiles? Yeah, I'm going to Mother Brain with 40 supers and that beam loadout for sure. Meanwhile, Hack has all the energy, probably thinking, I should have done Suitless Meridia. So we have Ace, or not,
Yeah.
I should have done the
What
heated
was
rooms,
that at
right?
grapple? That wasn't anything really noteworthy, was it?
It was hook shot.
Oh.
Yeah, so Hacksaw right now is looking at his E-tanks and saying, I should have done heated runes in Norfair. Meanwhile, Ace is looking at all his items and saying, I should have done Suitless Meridia. All right, so we have 3 out of 8 bosses in total down for the A team, and Remembered Highway has 2 out of 8. But one of those bosses they still need to defeat is Kraid on Shalashaska's side, so not going to be too long here. Now, I don't believe that Duck did Crocomire, did he? Oh no, because he went straight up to wreck ship. So yeah, if Shalashaska puts off wrecked ship, that could be the advantage that Remembered Highway is looking for. I mean, unless you really need that spring ball for Hacksaw. And hey, who knows, you might. Alright, so Hacksaw put off his decision of choosing between Suitless Meridia and Suitless Norfair and said, I'm gonna do wrecked ship. Maybe something good will happen by the time I have to decide. And no, sorry, buddy, you are going to have to pick one.
Is he done Gauntlet yet? I feel like he had skipped it earlier, didn't he?
Correct?
So he's got at
If
least
he
one more check
goes...
before. Yeah, there he goes. Yeah, just an
Chat's
tank.
giving a call out to Waterway here, but we don't have any speed boosters yet, so could have a nice, if you really want to torture the
Oh, look, a
runners, you
speed
could
booster.
put. Yeah, well, I was gonna say if you really want to torture the runners, you can put the speed booster at Suitless Shack Tool, and then the gravity suit at Waterway. I think I'm doing a full Suitless Meridia
That
before
would
I
be
do
more of a
Shack
plan.
Tool.
I don't think ice clipping is ice clipping in this logic.
I believe it is. However, it would not be required without gravity suit. In any
Oh, okay.
case.
Oh, okay,
So,
right.
but they can still get to Shack Tool without ice clipping. They
Yeah, it's
actually
a
need the ice
common
beam.
point. Let people, experienced players even forget like whether or not you can actually ice clip without gravity suit. Turns out you can as long as you have either high jump or X-ray.
Yeah, but the window's much tighter.
Yeah.
And Hacksaw doing a double save here. Guess really likes what he found there. Was it? What was it? Whatever he found at Gauntlet, he wanted to keep it because he spent the time to come back and then also save again.
I thought it was like a knee tank or something.
Ah, that makes me think has his eyes on Norfair then. And wow, Ace already did the heated runs in Upper Norfair and still doesn't want to do Suitless Meridia.
You know, suitless slower Norfair, I think, might not be such a bad play with 11 E-tanks and some reserves.
Mm, I am quite hesitant to go in the lower Norfair without
I,
without a
I
suit.
am kind of overly gung-ho.
That is true. You are a rando runner that likes to make things as difficult on yourself as possible so that you can learn, which is a good way to approach the game. I appreciate it.
To be fair, I'm mostly an async multi-world rando runner.
Right. So you're more like, I have nothing else to do. I may as well try going in the lower north. So Osder, the third member of A Team, is calling out that he likes the delay of suitless Meridia because Apathy Duck is able to clear out this lower Norfair. Oh, and already shunning the reserve tank. That could be aces. How can you decide that your partner doesn't want the reserve tank?
Hacksaw
And
is indeed
keep
going
your eyes
into
on the
Meridia.
bottom right stream. We have a big moment coming up for Shalashalsk
Ooh.
on the bottom right. We have the first lava dive and entry in the lower Norfair here. And looks like it's kind of running in. I like it. Just kind of like Leroy Jenkins your way into the lava pit. It's one way to do it. And Appy the D-Duck is taking the save in Bubble Mountain. Yeah, so this lava dive is actually much less dangerous in a randomizer setting than it would be in the normal Super Metroid game because the Varia suit was tweaked and gives you a little extra protection against the lava and against the spikes on the wall. But yeah, Apathy Duck took that safety save in Bubble Mountain, is certainly going to go for this lava dive as well. And this wall jump is not dissimilar to the one in the beginning of the game that Shalashaska struggled with, but it's a little bit easier, but much less forgiving.
Okay, so
And he has 200 in reserves. He wants to
that's true,
manually
and they also
refill
have crystal
these.
flash ammo.
Ah,
So
true.
they have plenty of time as long as they
Looks like
time
looks like
their
we're setting up. You have to be
backup
careful
strat
with.
right.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. And he actually
just
took a
intentional.
fireball. Yeah. Into
That's smart.
there. All right, and let's see what kind of strat. And looks like Apathy Duck also prefers the Leroy Jenkins lava dive here. Just kind of run in. But has the energy to do it. Again, Varisuit's going to give him some extra protection. And, ooh, a very nice low jump. So here we go. Pulls away from the wall and first try lava dive for Apathy Duck.
Dang.
Very well done. I expect we'll see another save here.
If you get low enough a wall jump
Nope,
on
we
that
won't.
face, they're actually pretty much safe from any fireballs the upper one is shooting.
Correct, and it's a little bit harder to tune that when you're doing the high jump boots version of the lava dive, but everything else about the high jump boots version is much easier, so, you know,
Better that than
take
without
your
high
wins.
jump.
It's less fun. It's more fun to do without high jump. But with no Varia suit and no high jump, when you have to take that 200 damage fireball to the foot is maybe less fun. So Apathy Duck, confident that he can get this green gate glitch in 25 tries, did not save, but he does still have the save pre-lava dive. And yeah, probably every Super Metroid GT Classic runner's least favorite trick in the game. And remember, this is a major minor item split, so we will not see the Gold Teresa mini boss here. We're going to see a bomb jump to get out of this room. And that's an ice beam. That's a really good pickup for Apathy Duck. We still have no gravity suits. So this could have actually been a logical gravityless lower Norfair into a gravityless Meridia, right? He's a little too far to the right, I think. Oh, it's going to be close.
I feel like with
Oh my God,
the
can't
green
watch it.
gate glitch,
Oh.
just barely hit the thing.
Yeah, and he's going to break out all the blocks here and give himself a nice lot of room in the middle of the... And really good quick morphs and mid-air bomb jumping here. And Shalashaska finished the lava dive, and we'll
Just needs to
also
get past the
have...
green gate. Had to reset once. Unfortunately, ran out of supers. But I feel like the green gate glitch is something that, ironically, you have a better chance of getting it the less you practice. If you're trying it for the first time, you'll get it in like 3 tries.
Like, I don't know why everyone complains about this. Trick's easy. Then you're like, then you're on your world record pace GT Classic run, and you're like, I got 5 shots at this.
You're doing it like for the 10th time in a rando, and you're like, why is it taking more than 20 tries?
I don't need to save. I have 50 super missiles. And I did not catch the Rextra Preserve item at the top. Well, we have also seen it on Hacksaw's stream, and oh, we got a speed booster at some point for bottom runners. Was that at Mama Turtle?
No, that was way earlier.
Uh,
Shala had that like during their croc fight, or right after.
so what you're saying is Shala could actually make his life easy and go fight the Gold Teresa, and then spend another 20 minutes farming super missiles back up. Hacksaw just got screw attack. Okay. Unfortunately, he didn't get screw attack for his partner, because that would make this much easier. And
I do like this
also
play to run and jump for this. You just need a
Yeah, it's,
very slight bit of run speed.
That's actually interesting. The funny thing about Speed Booster is if you run about 1 tile, you'll get a nice vertical boost to your jump. But if you run like 1.5 to 2 tiles, you'll actually jump much shorter. No jump to line the door for Apathy Deck. And going to put off the easy accessible item in Fire Fleas, but really good loadout here. Not even going to bother saving for Ridley. We have 7 E-Tanks. We have 40 super missiles and a very nice charge beam combo. The second best charge beam combo possible. Alistair just screaming at his teammates that they should go get the easy to access items because his buddy's about to go on a suitless Meridia. And hey, Hacksaw's a little ahead of him on that front, so we will see. And yeah, this is one of the trickier, probably the trickiest jump in suitless Meridia. And remember, we do not have the spring ball for Hacksaw, so Ace Zero, while the ice beam strats are going to be faster than using spring ball to get up this room without gravity suit, the spring ball, it's slightly slower but much lazier, I guess. If you happen to miss some of your enemy freezing to get through there, then the spring ball strat is still very viable and better than having to wait for the enemies to unfreeze.
You know what, though, to be honest, I do like the play to get Ridley
Miss
down
one and get
first
the
and
backup.
then come back for Fire Fleas on the way out. Just because Ace Zero was still up in criteria at the time. It was going to take them a minute to get down here.
Hacksaw
And they
missing
could
a
wait
couple
a
of these
little
grapple
bit.
blocks. Yeah, honestly, if Ace had nothing to do, I would say, hey, you need to go find items as fast as possible so your partner isn't just standing there waiting. However, Ace does have Suitless Meridia available. So, are we gonna get the? It looked like he was gonna go for the. There's a really cool strat in this room where you freeze that fish close to the wall so that you can do 1 tile wall jumps, which are super fast and cool to see underwater. But yeah, we're just going for the spring ball strat here.
And wall jumping against fish, interestingly, give you significantly more height. Like,
What? Really?
yeah, like when you wall jump off the wall into the fish, it kind of like boosts you like 8 pixels or something ridiculous.
I didn't know that. This is actually kind of funny. Ace looked like he was going to go for the ice beam strat and then just said, I'll do spring ball. Now this crab, I imagine we're going to freeze. And very nice calculating the missile and shot count with his beam combo. It's some of the more advanced runners you'll notice are very aware of how much damage their beam combination does and how much health all the enemies have. So a really nice show off of knowledge there for Ace with the 1 missile and 2 shots, I think. See, I'm not as good as Ace, so I don't actually know, even though I just saw it.
Grapple beam is so nice underwater. I don't.
So
Maybe
many
it's just
more
because it's so
frames.
much easier to control the angle of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, and
I feel extra cool grappling underwater.
A0 definitely showing that that experience with how comfortable he was with the grapple jumps in there. Again, some good ground on Haxel between the spring ball jumps and the smoother grapple strats in the Mount Everest there. And I think Haxel just killed his key to get through the gate here. And that's unfortunate. He'll have to reset the room, and that's going to give Ace that much more time to catch up. He can actually get this one on the left, so he doesn't actually. I lied. He doesn't have to reset. He can get one of these two on the left, but still not quite optimal. And we've got.
Also, I
What
love
did you
that
just
ceiling
turn
clip from
off?
Apathy Duck
You
earlier
turn.
to get through
Oh, Ace turned off the
the
spring ball.
hoppers.
Okay, so Ace turning off the spring ball helps with this grapple jump. It doesn't make it any faster, but it makes it harder to screw up, I guess you could say. But also having, you do want spring
Also,
ball for.
might potentially want a spring ball jump later on, so having it off will save a pause potentially if
I
you do.
was thinking that, except for the fact that you want spring ball on for the room after bot spoon. Let's see here. Really smooth here yet. Ace here definitely showing comfort with suitless Meridia.
This is one nice
Meanwhile,
thing about space jump is like when you're jumping out of the water, it's okay. Well, just gonna reset there, but
yeah,
when you're
it
jumping
does.
out of the water, you pretty much get instant space jump renewal.
Yeah, you get a little bit of you definitely get more height. Space jump is actually what put that item in logic, but yeah, Ace here says I don't need that vanilla reserve tank. Again, it could have been for your partner. He might need it. Oh, we got a plasma beam for Apathy Duck, so you know, hogging all the beams. Ace just wants a charge beam, and Apathy Duck sitting on Quispy here.
All right, pretty good grapple
All right,
jumps
this is
from
a big
Acer.
moment here. It's a plasma beam,
Wow,
which you love to see, but
their
not
own.
right
All right,
now.
yeah,
uh,
they're not gonna need that
That
phaser.
okay. All right. Well, if you do want to do suitless lower Norfair, plasma beam is one item that will help a lot.
Yeah. Though they do have screw attack for the key hunters at least.
Oh, true. Yeah. Forget plasma. Who needs that? You have screw attack. So
But
yeah,
it
now
will
it
help
looks
a
like
ton on Ridley.
it
That's for sure.
looks like it's the bottom runner's turn to do some suitless Meridia, and we'll see whose gravity suit they find. Or it could be that that required suitless Shack tool that everybody wants to see. Ace Zero might have this in the back of his mind. If he's not gonna like the plasma, he's gonna like it. It's good, but it's not good enough. He needs more. So Ace is hopefully gonna be considering that suitless Shack tool. I
It's an interesting
don't
play from
think.
Apathy Duck to use the charged plasma on Crocomire. Another option is you could, like, while he's backing up, you could disarm him with a grapple beam. That's always fun.
Fast versus fun, right? But oh, Ace says forget Shack Tool. I'm going to Dragon. Ace is going to show us that full suitless Meridia, and he's stuck in the sand pit, but has ice beam, so he's able to use some of the more arcane physics of the game to make his way out here. When he
Yeah,
really should have just
frozen
used grapple
enemies
beam
is
to begin with.
it's so weird. Frozen enemies is just always fascinating physics mechanic in Metroid games. It just doesn't operate the way normal things would.
Yeah, you know what Ace is probably thinking right now? He's probably thinking, I may as well go defeat Dragon right now because, I mean, Apathy Duck's about to find my gravity at Mama Turtle, right? So, like, he'll get my
Sort of.
gravity so I can get out without having to do any dumb strats. But, you know, Ace here definitely showing some prowess in this suitless Meridia. I have no doubt will have a clean grapple jump to get out of Dragon's room. And Hacksaw, I believe, still has to clear Upper Norfair, or at least has to clear Crocomire.
I guess
So
grapple is the much faster way out. I'm partial to the double spring ball jump. I feel it's significantly easier and certainly a lot safer.
you are insane. It's safer, sure, but you are insane for saying it's easier.
I mean, it depends how fast your left thumb is with like if you press start before jumping, you get quite a bit of leeway, and then you can buffer a jump on the very last jump, on the very last spring ball as a screen turns black when unpausing.
Interesting. You'll have to show me that sometime because I've not yet been successful with a double spring ball jump.
I
So here
taught
we
that to
go.
Freya's before.
Now this could actually be. Where are you going? You need to get this item, Ace. This could be your partner's gravity suit. You need to get this. It could be your own Varia suit. Okay. He was just setting up to use grapple beam to pick up the drops. All right, and it's an E tank. It's not even your own E tank, so you don't get to refill before doing the grapple jump. That being said, I probably wouldn't have picked it up.
Well, they have
Although
enough crystal flash
700
ammo as
energy
well.
is a ton, and yeah, the ammo. And there we go. Good bounce. Good bounce. There we go.
Nice.
And he's going to show those spring ball jumps once again to get out of this, what we call the precious room.
I think
Thanks
mainly
to,
what it is I'm just bad at the grapple jump alone.
Well, yeah, the grapple jump alone takes some practice, and then you have to do it in a situation where you're taking tons of damage and have to bounce off. Yeah, it's a lot more involved than the normal grapple jump. Okay,
And the
so
grapple bounce, yeah.
Ace probably has to check plasma here as well. But actually, this is actually really good. Ace goes out through Cacatac Alley. No problem going right to left. Going left to right through Cacatac Alley is a nightmare. But going right to left, no problem. Checks Plasma Beam. Checks Shack Tool. And hopefully one of those items will be somebody's gravity suit. Well, not his own. It could be Apathy's
In fact,
gravity
you
suit.
do not want to go left to right.
And oh,
without
we're
gravity.
having that waterway check here
Oh, you're not going
finally.
through Cac Alley. Interesting.
Huh. That's a decision. I guess he's saying Cacatac Alley is not in logic, so I'm gonna check something else. But the only thing in logic right now is Shack Tool.
Oh, I just realized. I don't know. Do you actually need a single wall jump to get up out of the water in Cacatac Alley from right to left?
Not with Space Jump. Space Jump makes it quite
Not
easy.
with
This
Space
is
Jump,
actually
okay.
the RBO route, right? To
Okay.
defeating Dragon, going through Cacatac Alley to Plasma Beam would be the way you get through Meridia without Gravity Suit. But yeah, I really like this waterway check from Apathy Duck. Yeah, I mean, Ace can easily go to Plasma Beam after Shack Tool as well, so it's not too bad. I think Plasma first would have been a slight optimization, but yeah, Hacksaw sitting on a comfy 13 energy tanks plus reserves to come and get this item. I can definitely remember what's in 4 different people's games, guys. Okay, so Ace is also not doing Shack Tool. Ace is leaving 2 items in Meridia, one that's in Logic and one that's not. Yeah, did Ace not check Mama Turtle already? Oh, I don't think he did. I think he actually went up through Main Street and went straight through to...
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think that's the screw attack, right? Do you think Ace gets this screw attack and then just goes to lower Norfair?
Well, it's not their screw attack, right? Oh wait, it is their screw attack. I was looking at the wrong item. For some reason, I was looking at
Yeah.
speed
Well,
boost.
okay. Also, remember, Ace did save the game, right? Ace saved in Waterway, not Waterway, in Aqueduct.
What a hero!
So Ace can easily go back and get that Shack Tool Plasma combo after finding Screw Attack here. Unfortunately, it means he's not going to have Screw Attack, but fortunately, Screw Attack isn't going to save him much time at this point in the run.
Ooh.
Oh, also not grabbing Croc's tongue for Hacksaw here. Duck, unfortunately, not having Spring Ball means
Yeah, that's
that he has
unfortunate
to do
in
the
any
ice checks.
situation.
Showing some good movement on all these ledges here. And has could be, let's see, do the right side freeze. Okay. That's good.
Neat.
That's the easier way to do it. Equips power bomb. I guess getting ready to equip grapple to take out these enemies. But then doesn't.
Or not.
All right, so we are going to have our suitless Shack tool check. Except, did he go in the right? Did he? That is, did he go in the correct sandpit? Which is also the right sandpit. Yeah, he did. Okay. Not even gonna check the miners. All right, that's good. Good freeze there. This is that's unfortunate. He's gonna have to reset the stream. You need to freeze that mini shrimp here in order to make the jump
Pretty high up
across.
as well.
Yeah, this room is the reason Ice Beam is required for this item location.
It's real hard jumping
Right.
out of sand here, even with high
He's
jump.
setting up a crystal flag. Okay.
think you
Why
need
does he
high
keep
jump
jumping
to
in
get
there
off
and
the
taking
bottom.
damage? Oh, he's just said, forget it. I'm gonna go to plasma first.
Hey, why not? I mean, you gotta check this anyway. You're probably gonna reset out of it.
Probably check the thing that's in logic and not the thing that can't be my gravity suit. Although this, it could be his
guess.
Varia suit. If this is his Varia suit, then who needs gravity? The answer is apathy, Duck.
So Ace Zero is going really fast back and forth through this tube. It's a very fast form of movement.
What's happening? What? Did he just get Varia? Okay, he got Varia from. Is that from the waterway? Wait, what item did Apathy just get? He got
Was that
waterway. Oh, it might have been
Spencer or
Mama
something?
Turtle. Wait,
Or
what?
Mama? No.
Duck's Mama Turtle. Which I
Oh.
guess Shalashalska has not yet entered. Has not yet entered the suitless Meridia.
Oh, right.
So yeah,
I
it
didn't
looks
see him.
like we're gonna have 4 suitless Meridias in the seed gas.
Probably not 4 suitless Dragons, but
So all right, here's the situation. Ace Zero, the best thing Ace Zero could have found at Shack Tool is Apathy Duck's gravity suit. Apathy, it might. Oh man. It is possible for Apathy to complete this without gravity suit. Now, his gravity suit actually could have been at either of those 2 remaining locations in Ace Zero's Meridia. Which means it's a little iffy to bail out on them, especially when your next item check isn't going to be for another 3 or 4 minutes.
it could also be at his own Shack Tool. Or it could just straight up be in lower Norfair.
It does not have Spring Ball.
Ace Zero's
Honestly, if
world.
Apathy Duck had Spring Ball, I think we're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
I think we're saying goodbye gravity suit if Apathy has Spring Ball right now. The Duck has a 128 RBO. That's nothing to sneeze at. Okay. So yeah, some knowledge on the runners in chat here. Apathy Duck
Jeez.
has a decent time in reverse boss order, which means he is TLDR, he is very comfortable with these suitless Meridia strats, if that's the case. Anytime I see a... Oh, that snail got in the
Snail,
way.
please. Yeah, I was staring at that snail the whole time.
Anytime I see a runner angle down instead of angle up to like tiptoe like that, it makes me think they're a good runner because I can't do that. I can only angle up. Bad door transition though. Not terrible, but not optimal. Just kidding. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna make fun of someone who has a 30-minute faster RBO time than I do. Yeah. So,
Oh, yeah,
definitely both runners in the A team showing a high level of comfort with. Oh, we're at okay. We're gonna get the faster strat here for the lava dive, or an attempt at it. Okay.
not terrible.
Ooh, we got hit by the fireball and Hacksaw's in there. Now, anytime you spawn that face at the top of the screen and don't get up there, you're throwing off your rhythm because you have to kind of remember where he is in his shot cycle. And unfortunately, Hacksaw took a dive and lava dive. He just got the spring ball? How
Yeah,
far
very
back is this?
pumpernickel. Hey, there's
Oh,
a
he
speed
doesn't.
boost.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't have the Vari. Ooh. So Hacksaw actually has nothing to do but try a full suitless Meridia or try a full suitless lower Norfair. He is waiting for Shalashalska to go to the Mama Turtle and get his Varia suit. And yeah, I mean, honestly, 8-0,
Nice. Good timing.
knowing that his partner can blaze through the suitless Meridia, it definitely makes the right call to go to lower Norfair here.
Yeah, that speed boost came just in time for Ace Zero. Happy the Duck just found that behind Batoon.
And Ace doing somewhat close to a low percent strat in worst room in the game. And a good amphitheater here. We have really cool room names in Super Metroid. If you go to the Super Metroid speedrunning wiki, you can see the names of some of the rooms, I think. And killing these key hunters for Acer actually saves some time on lag since you have to lay 2 power bombs in this room.
I do appreciate that there are grapple blocks above the water level in Amphitheater.
If Ace did a KDP, if
No,
Ace did a KPDR worst room in the game, then I'm doing it wrong.
Not Amphitheater.
I freeze the guy on the left. He actually shot the guy on the right. I usually freeze the guy on the left, power bomb, and then use the clipping from the power bomb to get past the guy on the right that jumps across. And Duck didn't farm supers, but Duck has. Oh no, this is quite bad. I hope Duck saved because Duck cannot escape this room unless he picks up 10 super missiles.
Inshallah used your strat in going back for a Spazer to troll Hacksaw.
He used my strat.
Yeah. It's good that these
Honestly,
players are up on the latest strats.
This is not the
Randomizer.
worst situation. Okay,
Multi-world.
if I'm Hacksaw, this is not the worst situation to have my partner send me Spazer because
That's
of what
true.
you just saw.
Yeah.
The plasma beam gives the double hit to the fish and destroyed it when he was trying to freeze it and get up. The Spazer is actually a blessing for this room.
That's funny.
Yeah, Duck realizing that he needs that crystal flash ammo. So if you, I would keep an eye on Apathy Duck's stream on the bottom left here. He's going to do some really cool strats that are usually only seen in one of the hardest categories of Super Metroid.
It's funny. Shala got the spacer, and they were like, "No, trust me." Hacksaw didn't trust him. They turned off. They switched to plasma, killed the fish, and then switched back to spacer.
So first, what Apathy's going to do is hope he finds super missiles on the wall here. It does not. So what Apathy Duck is going to have to do is he's going to have to do that Crystal Flash strat that we talked about before that refills his energy. And if Dragon grabs him while he's performing that trick, it will give him a temporary Shine Spark, which will let him shoot up the Precious Room. Right. Unfortunately, there's decent drop rates on super missiles for these mock droids. I think it's. I'm not gonna make up a number. It's more than most enemies, but still less than you'd like to see for apathy's sake. 24%. I was gonna guess about a quarter. But yeah. All right. There's one. We need 6 more. All right. What we don't want to see is have him farm up to 10 super missiles and then use his muscle memory to shoot a super missile at the Ghidorah. I'm not forget it. And who knows? Maybe Ace will find the gravity suit while leaving Lower Norfair.
This is gonna be a pain if he doesn't get Spring Ball soon. Or yeah, Spring Ball. Or
I almost feel like for Apathy, it would be
guess.
faster to go back and farm the purple flies to get those super missiles. Because he has space jump, right? So getting back and forth through this room isn't too bad.
I feel like it would be worth maybe to like jump and lure the other mock droid in as well. Can't you kill him with just the grapple beam? Could just stick.
We're
with
gonna
that.
find out. He's gonna try it. Never mind. I lied. Getting some decent RNG on the drops here. And Hacksaw, Revenge of the Grapple Blocks. He's got it this time.
Oh, he's grapple on the mock droid.
Yeah, maybe that might have been a team chat thing. Might have been Apathy Day. Hey Ace, can you kill these guys? Are these guys ticklish? Can you kill them with the grapple beam? And then he's like, yeah. Or we're like, I don't know, try it. And Hacksaw. Oh no, this is interesting. Does Hacksaw check that Shack tool that Ace missed? And if he does, is it Gravity Suit for Shala Shalska? And does that afford them the time that they need while Apathy Duck farms super missiles to do the more difficult strat? Then, sometimes Randomizer is about who can do the difficult strats, and sometimes Randomizer is about who can hold out for the items and do the faster strats, right?
I gotta say, like, signing up for this commentary, I didn't expect so many suitless Meridias, let alone
5 out of 4, right? 5 out of 4 suitless Meridias. I mean, Hacksaw's in twice, so. And we are gonna get that Shack tool check. Or no, we're getting the last sandpit, I'm sorry. If he wants to go from left sandpit, I think it's possible because he's past the part where there's a difficult bomb jump. No, it looks like he missed the reveal with the power bomb. He's going to be disappointed to find a reserve tank here. Making good use of the space jump, though.
oof.
And chat just loving the amount of suitless Meridia that the league has handed out to us so far. But I mean, if week 1 is multi-world, then you're like, it's twice as likely to find a suitless Meridia, right? So now, Hacksaw actually could have revealed that Chozo egg with a shot. The first time he was unable to do it because the boulder blocks his shot, but after he made the boulder drop, he could actually shoot it. But I do have to give mad props to Hacksaw, though. I met him in person at Speed Gaming Live, and he showed me a ton of stuff in Link to the Past, and it was just like, hey, did you know that in Turtle Rock you can walk through this door at this frame and you're at Trinex? Or like, did you know that you can warp from like the well where Uncle is and go straight to Thieves Town? I'm like, this is awesome. I'm so glad you showed me this. But Yeah, I do love to see runners pick up multiple games though as well. So it's really cool to see him here in the Super Metroid tournament.
Yeah, something about the engines for these old Nintendo games. It's just they create some real fascinating like portal like entrances that really shouldn't be there. I was recently kind of binging some old speed gaming. Well, not old, but like a couple years ago, speed gaming tournaments for no logic Link to the Past, and yeah, they basically don't need very many
Yeah, and
items
that's
at all.
where Hacksaw's a Viking. It's in the no logic link to the past. Like you love watching that stuff.
I do.
Yeah, so Apathy Duck Guy has required 10 super missiles and remembered not to waste any. So yeah, he's got plenty of energy. Yeah, he has to drain the reserves here. He's gonna take off Varia's suit so that he can damage down. The first thing he needs to do is he needs to get his energy down to 50 or less. Dragon herself's gonna do 160. So okay, we're gonna get down the. You're at 62. Oh, oof. Yeah. So one hit from Dragon here is gonna end the attempt, but good here. Hopefully, we're gonna see some goop soon.
Nice.
A 17 power bombs is pretty good. Basically, is gonna have to put down a power bomb and hope that Dragon gives him the 50-50 pattern and prematurely crystal flashes. Dragon pops him in the butt, and he's gonna have to take another go at it. And meanwhile, Hacksaw, I don't think went to Shack Tool, so we have
Do
more
you
race
have
ahead of
to
us.
do you have to crystal flash like before
Yeah, you
determining whether
have
it's
to.
gooping?
No, you have to lay the power bomb for before, right? So, because if you wait to hear the goop and you lay the power bomb destroys all the goop. So you have to lay the power bomb early, and then very quickly determine whether or not it's time to flash. And oh no, Ace, how could you? All right,
Still, this is a real good way to damage down though. That's
that is it is
pretty good
very
strat.
clever. Unfortunately, Ace put a wrench in his plans when he sent that energy tank and rebuilt
At
him.
least it
And
wasn't like 10 seconds earlier,
you know what
like
the
right
worst
before
part?
he
The
crystal flashed.
worst part is when Apathy's gonna get it this try. I believe in him. But say hypothetically, Apathy has to reset. He's gonna get that energy tank again, and it's gonna fill him up again.
I think it's full energy on his save though.
Oh, this is actually really good. Okay, so he's going to damage down. I was going to say it's nice to have somewhere between 160 and 210 so that you can take one hit from Dragon and set it up because Dragon is not going to shoot goop on the first, right?
Hmm.
He always swoops first. All right, so yeah, so he has to lay the power bomb, then decide whether or not there's
Oh,
going to be goop.
okay.
Doesn't
Oh,
hear
okay.
goop, so
I
yeah.
see.
Yep. And if Dragon decides to be a jerk and does 7 swoops in a row, then that's just it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Dragon's going to grab Apathy Duck here.
Nice.
So now Apathy has a stored Shine Spark right now. So what Apathy wants to do now is get grabbed again while charging that Shine Spark, and that's going to change. It's going to change from what we call a yellow suit to what we call a blue suit. So right now, he has a stored Shine Spark, but it's very easy to set off that Shine Spark accidentally, and it's difficult, if not impossible, to make the spring ball jumps without setting off that Shine Spark. So what he wants to do is start that Shine Spark and get a different kind of stored Shine Spark. This is real technical. Get a different kind of stored Shine Spark that's less easy to set off accidentally. And chat's saying he didn't get it.
Did the crystal flash
Which
finish too early or something?
Yeah, if the Crystal Flash finished before Dragon grabbed him, then he doesn't have it. You will not see the. I don't believe you will not see the echoes when they have yellow suit. And you can see by the way Apathy's holding angle down that he thinks he has it at the very least. So yeah, what he actually wants to do is get. Okay, he reset. Maybe he didn't have it. All
This is
right, so
real rough.
we still have 4 runners with no gravity suits,
Yeah.
and
What
Hacksaw
could
ain't
that
gonna
even
find it
be
in
at
Lower
this point?
Norfair.
Fire fleas?
Ace just bailed. Ace just
No.
said, "You don't need
Yeah.
your gravity suit. I'm leaving." Ace didn't even try to
Not even going
try to
for
didn't even finish the Meridia. Just
spring ball.
I I know someone in chat knows the rules right now and will tell me whether or not the winner's best average time or best total time. Uh,
So what about going back into that game? Is that strictly prohibited in this multi-world race? Like after beating Mother Brain and escaping?
that's an interesting question. But first team done. So whoever's second runner finishes wins the race. So that means Ace has no advantage. Obviously he's going to finish the game before Apathy Duck, no matter what he does. So there is no advantage to Ace clearing Mother Brain here.
At least he'll
I
beat
kind of have
Apathy
to
Duck.
question him at this here, and we will
This
question
can
him
go
though
back
if we
in.
have
Okay.
time for an interview. So we do want to give some shout outs to the upcoming schedule here. We have on this channel in 20 minutes actually another Super Metroid Rando League race. The schedule has just been filling up fast. People are
Oh.
trying to get their runs in. So yeah, the next run is actually on this channel in 20 minutes. I will be impressed
There you
if
go.
either
Okay.
team finishes in that. Well, I think Apathy can definitely finish in 20 minutes. And here we go. Here we go.
Very nice.
Does that grapple jump? No problem. And here we're going to see the shot. You see those echoes here. He has the stored blue suit. He's going to make sure to line up on that black. And okay, I lied. Apathy easily finishes in 20 minutes. All right. If
And
Apathy
gets a
doesn't finish
gravity
in 20
door jump
minutes,
out.
then Azure really is looking for a new teammate. And yeah, I do like this Torian save. Chat called out the Torian save for Ace. I do like it. He has nothing to lose, right? Because he's finishing ahead of his teammate no matter what. And yeah, so we might have to wait till the credits to find out where any gravity suit is. But yeah, so Ace is finishing up here on Mother Brain, and I'll go over the schedule stuff later during the cutscenes. Meanwhile, we have Hacksaw doing, but we'll do this. Let's look at the speed gaming schedule as well. Apathy Duck is not the name I meant to say. Hacksaw is taking on this Ridley here. Really comfy loadout. Got himself that plasma beam in Meridia, so only 20 charge shots to take down the bird.
Shalashaska here struggling with these sandpit jumps. One big thing that helps is unspinning when you're in the air before you land in the sand. Because when you jump, you go into the spin animation and that shrinks your hitbox and like pulls your feet up out of the sand to give you immediate non-sand movement.
It's kind of like a ledge grab, but into sand instead of onto a platform.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you land while spinning, your feet kind of shoot down into the sand, so it makes it very difficult to jump out.
Yeah. So how I like to handle this room for Shalashaska is I'll stand on that. If I don't get it first try coming down, I'll stand on that platform in the right and enter the sandfall from the right side at a high location and not spin. Right, so
I
I'll
just
just
stand
do.
underneath the ledge and jump up, unspin, and then a spin jump as soon as I
Yeah.
land.
So Shalashaska is not doing a high enough jump as he's starting from the platform on the right. But there are several ways to go about this room. All right, A0 is doing a stand-up glitch. Normally, in his situation right here, he would be frozen to the ground and unable to damage Mother Brain. But using a technique, what we call the stand-up glitch, he's actually allowed to hit Mother Brain. Now this isn't doing damage now, but once she turns full colored, or no, wait, that's not right. When do you start doing damage? When does phase 3 actually officially start? I thought it was.
Is it something to do with the purple smoke from her mouth?
When she turns fully gray, that's when phase 3 starts. So this damage that
Oh, okay.
Aesir is dealing out now is gonna start is gonna go into the phase 3 damage. And done optimally, he'll only need one shot. 3, 4,
Kind of
6,
depends. You
7,
could kind of delay
9,
how
10,
long the
11,
Metroid is latched
11?
onto you, which would give
Yeah.
you a lot more time for shots, but that would
Lose time
the shots
overall,
do
yeah.
far less DPS than the Rainbow Beam itself.
Yeah. So the optimal way to do that strat is you manipulate the Metroid in a way that the onion rings hit him faster, and also shoot Mother Brain at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, apathy is going to the ship. You need to kill Mother Brain first, and then go back to the ship. But okay, this works too. Maybe just wanted a health refill. I don't know. Not really
Get
too
some
worried
ammo,
about
yeah.
the super missiles. I would think. I don't think ammo is the issue here.
No. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it is kind of an interesting thing. Like, right? You play this game so much. You do so many runs. You go into Tori and you have 3 E tanks. You're like, okay, great. I have way more than 3 E tanks. This is awesome, right? This is more than I'm comfortable with. And then you realize, oh wait, I don't have gravity suit, so my 10 E tanks are actually equivalent to 5 E tanks.
Hey, look, a gravity suit.
Where? In the credits? Alright, 8-0, our first runner to finish. And we've got 10 minutes left till the next race. So we may not have time for interviews. Let me see what
Shala
Gracie
kind of
says here.
not
So
thinking about using space jump to get out of the water.
Yeah, and it's just kind of unfortunate that randomizer sometimes favors the runners that practice the strats that usually don't come up, right? Like,
Yeah, this is
so,
one of
Suitless
the
Meridia
many
it's
differences in GBH is that you can't space jump when you're even so much as touching water.
Huh. Didn't know that. I'm not too well versed in Fusion and Zero Mission. But yeah, sometimes randomizer, it's like Suitless Meridia is fun and all, but it's ultimately slower. But then in that situation where it's required, like, you want to have practiced it, but
There we go.
yay, gravity suit.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Shalashaska could have gotten that at any time, but decided to do a full suitless with a crystal with a flash suit escape from Straight Gun. Whose is it though? This is actually quite a difficult jump.
I
Make it
kind
into
of
that
wish
slot for
save states were
Shalashaska.
allowed just for Shalashaska here, but because if they
So
fall through that crumble blocks, that's a lot
then they
of
have to
headache
go
they have to go
back.
back through.
Do the sandfall again, do the surface break again. Yeah, so Shaska actually wants to use the space jump here. Okay, never mind. Gets the quick morph
Either
off the
space
wall.
jump
That's nice.
or a wall jump off the right side would do it as well.
This jump's a pain. Yeah, just do the bomb jumps. I agree. With high jump boots, the 3 tile quick morph is pretty not fun.
Yeah, you could turn off high jump and make it a lot easier. You could also do a wall jump into an instant morph, because when you're wall jumping, like shortly after you wall jump, if you just press down, like a single down input will immediately do the morph animation. So you won't have to double tap it or anything. So that's a very handy way to get up there. Either going into tunnels in suitless Meridia, or even just like getting out of Alcatraz early on after bombs. Dear Force.
Dear Force. All right, Hacksaw has gravity suit, so you know that Apathy Duck's gravity suit was one of those 2 locations that Ace skipped.
Which were they? Was that Plasma Beam and Spring Ball?
Which one? Oh yeah, Plasma and Spring Ball were the 2 locations left for Top Runner to check. It could be Top Runner's Waterway as well. We didn't see Top Runner's Waterway.
Mm.
And I also didn't bother to read the credits. Maybe someone else did.
Mhm.
Ace did go to Waterway. That was the troll E-Tank while Apathy was setting up for the Crystal Flash. Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, trolling your teammate is definitely it's definitely part of the multi-world experience.
Yeah, so while Apathy Duck finishes up this run, I am looking at the wrong schedule. Okay, there is not a race starting on this channel in 10 minutes. The race is starting in 10 minutes on Speed Gaming Prime, not Speed Gaming 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lied. So we are
The
going to have an
credits didn't
interview
even list the gravity.
if if the runners choose, we are going to have an interview here. I guess the gravity suit for Bottom could have been at Bottom's Shack Tool then.
So how does the credits spoiler work? Is that only gonna show items in your own game?
You know, I don't know if it actually does it show anything on Total's randomizer? Because this is a multi-world, right? So this is Total's build. It's not the Varia Rando site. It shows all weird, but all weird. Okay. Okay, so yeah, maybe it was Top Shack. Okay, so Apathy Duck has finished. So the A team finishes in first place with a time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 21 seconds. At least that's what it says on Restream. The official race time GG time is 1:22:11. So yeah, congratulations to the A team for finishing in first place.
Yeah, and welcome on in.
And we are still looking for gravity suit for Remembered Highway. Apathy Duck showing some of that RBO prowess says, "Who needs gravity suit?"
Showing some of that art.
Showing some of
That is.
RBO
This sucks.
I was embarrassed
You
enough
did.
by what happened, and then I went and I saw it was cross-product commenting. I'm like, oh no.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
All right. To be fair, Apathy Duck did get the pizza skip the first time, and not to imply that it's your first time trying to do that trick, but the first time I tried to do that trick, I ordered a pizza in the middle of it and ended up being a 12-hour run. That Andrew graciously made me remove from Deer Tier.
Oh, I mean, like once, like I went in and I just completely forgot I didn't have spring ball or anything, right? And then like it was perfectly clean. I got out and then I was like, oh no. And then like I had to farm for supers, and that was a whole. I should have just went back with like.
I was wondering, and obviously, chat was 10 steps ahead. You're like immediately left the room with the purple flies, and chat was like, "Didn't farm supers."
yeah. I mean, that because I wasn't even thinking about it. So like.
Yeah. Did you have
X-ray?
Did you have X-ray? You didn't have X-ray.
Skipped.
Okay.
No, we skipped X-ray early on.
Yeah, I think I saw both X-rays, and I skipped both of them.
Yeah, so I think. Oh, we had Spring Ball for Shalashaska. I wonder if he has his own gravity at Shaq Tool.
I think it has to be.
That's
from what we had left unchecked, and I noticed after the race in chat, like there was no gravity in my credits, so I think that's the other option line.
But like once I calm down, like once I like, okay, I'm gonna take the damage before I go in. Like I'm not doing any stupid pause. Once I calm down, I first tried it and I got out. So like it was just dumb.
Yeah, did you actually get the flash suit on the first attempt there?
Yeah, I paused to put Varia on for some reason because I was like nervous and screwing everything up, and I was like, so I didn't have a flash suit all of a sudden. Like, I didn't realize pausing undid it.
That's not the case. You must not have gotten it. So, as somebody who runs a stupid category,
I trust
dash,
like.
No, so if you have, all right, so there's a yellow suit and a blue suit. If you have yellow suit, pausing makes no difference. If you have blue suit, pausing will remove the blue suit if you don't have speed booster. If you have blue suit and speed booster, you keep it when you pause. But if you have blue suit and no speed booster,
I did have.
But you had speed booster, so either way you're fine.
I would not have gotten the flash suit.
If your crystal flash finished before Dragon grabbed you, which chat called out that you didn't have it. But they were saying that you didn't have echoes, but I think you need the blue suit to have the echoes. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Blue suit's after you convert it. You won't have the blue suit.
Yeah, you don't have the echoes until you convert to blue suit.
Right.
But yeah, if you have when I run dashless, I do the elevator suit, right? The elevator suit gives you the yellow suit. Then I pause and turn my beams back on, and then do the crystal spark to convert to blue suit. So the yellow suit, it doesn't matter whether or not you pause. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, I have to look back why I didn't have a flash suit. That's weird. But I didn't even know it was possible to finish your crystal flash before, like, Dragon grabs you.
Yeah, if you do it early enough.
Hard to say.
I took at the beginning of the fight if you do it real early.
It was pretty close for sure.
No one understands the credit, says Tracy M.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it didn't show either.
Oh, there's the
but
gravity suit. It was at Hacksaws. All right, so the top Shack tool had bottom's gravity suit.
PRNG.
And the bottom's left sand pit had the top's gravity suit.
Me and Ace did 2 practice last night. One of them someone had their own gravity suit at their own Shack tool. And then the second one, it was the other player had their suit like at the water, not the watering hole, the sand pit. It was like right next to it. Like it's just like another one of those.
Sounds like a good week to have a sub 90 RBO, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
we both have
it was
RBO times.
Sort of double. It was kind of funny because. That's really hilarious because I wonder which gravity suit was first in the logic as the seed was distributing items, right? Because top runners got high jump boots, space jump, grapple beam, ice beam, like everything. They got everything for suitless Meridia. And
I even called that out. Like when was that? Is that when I was in Wreck Ship? I mentioned something about like
no, I said because I mentioned you could go before Wreck Ship. And you're like, that doesn't sound like a good idea. I'm like, I didn't say it was a good idea. I'm just saying you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had both teams had early opportunity to try that suitless Meridia, and both teams decided to put it off to last.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. Like, I don't know, like doing suitless Meridia, like anything before last, just seems.
It's so fun though.
I mean, sure, but
Yeah, Hacksaw's
It's just
finished
slow.
the
think
4
with how
bosses,
much
and he's
you're
going to head
missing.
off to Torian here, and Shalashaska finishing off. It actually has the spring ball, so
Oh, good.
gotta gain some time on Apathy Duck here, honestly.
Well, just the lack of farm. Honestly, just the lack of farm. Like, if you take the
Then-
farming out, like, if you take the
Right.
farming out, like, the first one went quick. The second
Yeah,
one was just like me being dumb,
Of
and then I
course-
got it.
Of
It was
course
the
your
farming
teammate-
that took
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Your teammate Asder is just quick to understand the drops. Like it's a 24% drop. It's gonna like does all the math. While
I
watching.
didn't realize it was that low too. I thought it was higher.
I didn't realize
Like-
it was that high. I thought it was lower than 24%.
It was about what I would have guessed without looking it up.
I mean, it also doesn't guarantee a super when it's at full health either. Which,
Well,
but yeah, I should have just with space
health,
jump. I
health
should have
doesn't
switched right
affect
back
super
across.
drops. So here,
Right,
like
it's
a little bit of
tier
trivia
2
on how
drops,
drops
kind
work
of.
in Super Metroid. All right, we're gonna see Shalashaska do the grapple jump to get out of here, and a little trivia on how drops work in Super Metroid. So there are big drops and little drops, right? Big drops are super missiles and power bombs. Little drops are everything else. And if you played Super Metroid, you know you never get a drop.
Yeah.
You never get a drop for something that you have full of, right? So if you're full health, you don't get a health drop. You never get one. But so big drops can be converted to little drops, but not vice versa. So if it goes to the drop table and says super missile, but you're full on super missiles, it can downgrade and say okay, large health, but it will never go large health up to super missile.
Yeah. I forgot about that too. I've honestly I haven't played since like November, so that's my
And
excuse.
by the
I'm
way,
sticking with it.
24% is. I used to understand this better. 24% is actually not 24 out of 100. It's 24 out of 104. So whenever you see the drop rates in Super Metroid, if you see that percent sign, it's actually out of 104. And there's some hexadecimal reason why it makes sense that I used to understand, but I forgot.
Well, yeah, because it's actually
102? Okay,
255.
102. Because it's like a quarter of. Wait.
Yeah, if someone says the percent, they're doing. I assume they're doing the math correctly, but
And everything in the game has a 2% chance to give you nothing, right?
or it's because that's the 255 drop on the CAC, right? When you get big health, it rolls a 0 on the two, or rolls a 255, one of the two. But yeah, I'm sure everyone's enthralled by this conversation.
I'm enthralled by this Dragon
Yeah, so it
escape
looks like
from
Shalashaska
doing
wants
some
to show off the X-ray escape. Maybe more comfortable
That
with the
might
spring
be
ball.
more
Maybe
enough.
just wants to
No.
show us something that we don't get to see very often. But this is a really cool trick. He's trying to get stuck in the door, and if you use the X-ray scope while turning around, it forces you into a standing position, which pushes you up a couple pixels. So he's gonna get stuck in the door, turn around, and release X-ray scope during the turnaround animation, and that'll push him up a little bit. And he's gonna go up incrementally until he gets to the top door there.
Looks like he's door checking too high, I think, here.
Yeah, you want to get stuck like in the middle of the door. He might also be too far to the right. Yeah, so he's too far. Okay, he's too far to the right. He wants to be a little bit. You want to be as far left as possible so that when you turn around, you don't swing out of the door like you just did.
Yeah, because you want Samus should land standing up, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be okay if the left and right is.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tune it in, but I know what it looks like when you get it right. And I just try different heights until it works for me.
Would it help to unspin during the door transition?
No, because you're trying to door check. That's what you're doing. You're spinning left and then you hit left to go into
Right,
the door
Yeah,
check animation.
this
But like
the spin
during the
jump is
transition,
required.
would it help to like hold angle button or anything to land lower?
Well, no, because you
Maybe.
can't door check.
Yeah, it changes your
Yeah, so the
like,
idea
where
is that
vertically you're connecting with that door.
when you're in a spin jump and you're close to a wall or a screen transition, it actually extends your hitbox to the right.
Yeah, but after you do the door check, like you can
Like,
once
just
you
tell
get
it
the
to
door
buffer
check
an
and
angle.
stuff, that's the end of
Right.
the trick, basically. So
you
yeah.
are immediate. I thought the door closing animation had like some a little more complex hitboxes with regards to like how it
Got a
closes.
Mother Brain 2
maybe
fight
you're right.
here for
Aussie says
Hacksaw. It's one of the
aim down
charge
helps
bets here.
sometimes. So I'm sure there's some more complicated
I
thing that you're
forget
aware
when.
of, Jagger, that I'm
All right,
I don't know about.
When
Yeah, I
the
was
number
thinking-
one.
I trust
Wait, he
Aussie,
had
though.
gravity suit? He was just doing this? Just
Yeah, he had just
I
gotten
respect.
like a few minutes
Oh,
ago.
that's right.
They'd already seen the dot done, so
Yeah, I
just
mean-
gonna have some fun. All right, so shout outs to Aussie in chat here. When the number one randomizer runner says "I forget when," then you know it's a very arcane strategy.
Also, shout outs to Aussie because everyone who invited me to team said they asked Aussie first, and he said no. So that's why I'm on a team.
his name doesn't start with an A though.
It's true. We'd have to have they at that point.
But it sounds like an A if you say Aussie.
Assy.
Sure.
What?
I'll see.
Yeah, if you're from Boston, saying Aussie.
All right, so I do want to shout out some of the other races for Super Metroid Rando League. This is actually a best of 3 series, isn't it? You guys have another race tomorrow night.
Well, it's not best of 3. It's just there's 2, right? During the
Oh, it's just
Yes.
2. Okay, it's just 2.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of makes sense because there's
You
2
should remember
runners, so
this
you
from when you
need 2
played.
races. I don't
Yeah, I mean,
I never
normally it'd
played
be
this
2
game.
different runners from each. But
I don't know anything about this game.
Yeah,
I don't
but
even
go
know
on.
why they picked me to commentate. But yeah, okay. So it's not a best of 3 series. It's but there is a rematch. I think you guys have the same runners
yeah.
as well,
Same,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna see these same 4 runners tomorrow night, same time as you said, 9:10 p.m. tomorrow night. Channel to be determined. You can always find out the Speed Gaming schedule by going into any Speed Gaming channel, type !S, or go to speedgaming.org/schedule. And there's also the Super Metroid Rando League. And here is all the upcoming matches for Super Metroid Rando League. As we see, I'm in admin mode and it's really hard to read everything. Junie's cool. Yeah, also tomorrow night at 9:40 p.m., which will start up in the middle of these guys' race, we have P-Toil and Junie. Oh, no, that's actually... Okay. P-Toil and Forever versus Junie and Pixel Perfect. That's MasterCard Lotus versus PSC Baseball, which I think is actually the race that just started 10 minutes ago on Speed Gaming Prime. Yeah, we have Hacksaw finishing up here, and Shalashaska wanting to finish out the run. Definitely put a lot of effort into it, wants to see it to completion. I definitely respect that. Do you guys have anything to say to Oster here? I mean, he's been making fun of you in chat all night, but at the same time, he took the week off. So, like, I mean, come on. He can't rip
first of
on
all,
you
he
too.
said he was busy and out of town, so he's in chat. Also,
there's no resets not till.
I'm sure he's looking for
weekend,
a new
maybe?
player to fill up this roster.
I wasn't gonna say it, but he just watched the stream back and read chat. I won't
like
rat
to
him
do
out.
that.
I'll let his own words to himself in.
I think luckily my issues were overshadowed just because the timing of them was when Duck was struggling. Too.
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually had a controller disconnect at the end of the Ridley fight,
Oh no.
and that was almost to death. But
as soon as Apathy had high jump in Varia and went up Red Tower, like I think Azur already was like DMing people. It's
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely respect the full suitless play. It was definitely fun to see. The viewers, there's nothing viewers love more than pedestal seeds and suitless Meridias and required shack tools. So
Yeah. I mean, if I just realized I needed to do the RBO strat, it would have been fine. Like, So
Right, because you're thinking like, okay, this is a randomizer, right? Right, like, Suitless Meridia is easy in randomizer, right?
Yeah. And again, we did suitless practice yesterday. I just had spring ball, so I'm not even thinking about it. And like it's multi-world, so like we saw the spring ball, so like I'm just like, yeah, I just wasn't even thinking. So if I had thought, obviously I just farmed the bugs, and then like clearly like once I settled down, it was fine.
Did Hacksaw save the animals, or is he just like? Is he spending all this time and not saving the animals? That would be the ultimate. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just wasting his time.
It's like, I could save you guys, but, you know, I'm just going to dance on top of my ship for a minute.
I think if he really wants to match up with his teammate better, he just take a door transition back and forth to kill as much time as possible.
Right? Could pause.
I guess you could do that.
Go pick up at him.
Or pause.
I guess, sir.
That's like cheating.
Oh yeah, it would have had to be the animal's door, right? It's the only one that doesn't lock behind you.
Oh, you're right.
Well, not the animals, but the room before, I guess.
I don't think any of them lock behind you. Do they?
Some of them definitely do. I didn't know it was all of them, but some of them for sure do.
The one along
I didn't think landing
the ones that are along the
because landing site lets you go back to the animals still.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that one did.
Yeah, definitely. We have a comfortable ammo loadout here. Good beam combo. So a nice 11 E-tanks, 57 super missiles for Shalashalska here. I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to hang out and chat with your opponents after the race. But you know, you're free to go if you want. But if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome. Gonna sit here and have Shalashalska finish and see if the other runners are up for an interview. Prime, that game's new, right?
Technically.
Oh,
yeah, did you know, like, once Prime 4 comes out, it'll be the third game in the trilogy without a Prime number in it.
God.
Because Prime 1 came out twice.
It depends whether or not you consider Prime Hunters to be a... It's technically not part of the trilogy, but...
Federation Force. That's Prime game, right? Did we all
Was that
love?
Metroid Prime Federation Force?
I can't even say that.
Metroid Prime Pinball
gross.
does have Prime in the title.
Yeah, but Pinball's not a Prime number. Spinball, on the other hand.
So I guess it would be... That'll make 4 in that case. Oh, 5. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like, from what I saw of Federation Force, I haven't played it myself, but it looked like it had somewhat similar to the Prime engine. Probably not the same engine, but...
You're gonna get another stand-up glitch from Shalashalska here. And thank you for the host, Speed Gaming. Don't you have a run that started 15 minutes ago? Why? Oh, maybe...
Maybe no shows or something.
No, it's the same run posted twice. Like, if you look at the Speed Gaming schedule, there's
Interesting.
the same run at 9:40 and 10:40. It's Super Metroid Rando League.
Oh, it's an ad. Yeah, that's not a raid.
Maybe they're raiding themselves. Speed Gaming channel. Oh. Yeah, it's just Speed Gaming advertising Speed Gaming. Okay. Wait, it had like this pop-up, like, or it has this like little special chat format. Like it looks.
That's just your fancy mod view.
Double
The
header.
rest of us don't get to see that.
I got you. Welcome, Hacksaw.
Hello.
And, is Shalashalska joining us here, or are we gonna wait for the run to finish on Restream? How you doing? How did you feel about that doubly required Suitless Meridia seed?
Look, I'm just saying it was interesting. It was a journey. And I blame Shala for picking up my X-ray.
Yes. Me picking up the X-ray was the only thing that went wrong with that seed.
Exactly.
Clearly.
As Cross had pointed out, we had, like, out of the 4 players, we had 5 suitless Meridias.
But yeah, I mentioned Hacksaw that we met in person in speed gaming, so definitely respect to you as a multi-game runner, and definitely some impressive Link to the Past skills and no logic knowledge in that game. It's great to see people running multiple games as well, so it's awesome to have you in this tournament.
Well, thanks, man. I'm glad to be here. This has been fun, and yeah, I remember we met a couple times in person, and that was a blast. So good to see you still around.
Yeah, I was on the fence about joining, but I'm always down to commentate even when I'm not in the mood to play. So it's good to be here.
Super Metroid is definitely a very fun, very replayable game. Like there are tons of people getting into the speedruns, like just way before, like even before the randomizers were a thing. This was just the game to play.
Oh, for sure, and I mean randomizers amplify that. So like we see every year in the Super Metroid Rando League, there's more and more new names, which is really cool to see. Oh, Behemoth Spark from Shalashaska. That was good.
Love to see it.
So what did you guys feel like were your greatest strengths and weaknesses in the seed, and what are you gonna hope to see in your rematch tomorrow night? We'll start with Hacksaw.
Well, I say we put the pancakes in a different spot because that was just brutal.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, let's face it, the guys are playing it really good. They're just really good. So we got to get a little bit lucky. So hopefully it's a little bit weird again tomorrow. Hopefully we make the right guess. And
is Animal Surprise on? Hang on a second. That door's great.
Animal Surprise is on.
It's on. I went there. I was going to taunt the animals, but the door was closed. I shot the door, and then it screen wrapped the shot, so it opened the other door. I was like, wait, what's going on here?
That's great. Shine spark back through. Yeah, so keep an eye out on these multi-world runs. With having to wait for your partner to finish, I'm sure a lot of runners are gonna opt to go check out the Animals Room. You might see some extra Dragon and Ridley fights or some extra gold pirate. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that can happen.
Escape.
or the shortcut, right? Like it could be a time save even.
This is true. I mean, we did a practice run and it ended up being Dragon down there. So it was,
I think even if it is the shortcut, it's still slower than just running to the ship.
Is it?
I think it is, yeah.
Well, because you got to go down parlor through another room. Yeah, and that's an extra, for sure.
Well, it is easier than trying to land on the ship and actually get into your seat.
Yeah, but when you're going for style points, that's the way you got to go, though.
Yeah. So one of the things about randomizer is sometimes randomizer just favors the more obscure strategies, which suitless Meridia is something that takes some time to pick up and definitely favors more seasoned runners. But you guys,
your gravity suits will both be in suitless Meridias.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys on Remembered Highway have any strategies that you might employ from what you learned today and bring that to tomorrow's game, or do you not want to share that publicly?
Tell us all your strategies, please do.
Most players need to actually practice doing the left sand, because I forgot the left sand bits in Logic suitless, which I'm not good at suitless left sand pit.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, would have helped a lot to hold angle button
right?
when jumping out of the sand.
Was that an angle button?
Like if you're holding the angle button, your hitbox will extend as you're landing. So as soon as you jump out, you immediately go flying up.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Hang on, I gotta get this down.
Leodox is in the credits. I say that every time.
Because when you land while spinning, you get stuck. Like
because you're spinning
several
pixels.
Cross product is in the credits.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't even
Cross
know.
product, who's that?
Yeah. So thank you very much for an awesome slugging it out for a really troll seed tonight.
Yeah,
Definitely saw some really cool strats here. I do appreciate Shalashaska going for the X-ray escape on Dragon as well.
yeah. I think I messed something up with getting the door stuck. I
think
seem
you
to
were.
be more consistent about it, but
I think you were.
high.
I think you were too far to the right, or maybe too high. I had
Yeah,
a couple
remember.
theories. Nobody knows how it works. Except
Yeah,
for,
we were having a
except for
whole
Eternized
discussion about it.
Dragon.
I think there's like a bunch of different spots that you can get it from correctly,
Yeah.
but none of them are really close to each other.
Eternized Dragon knows everything about every single pixel and every single frame in this game. He's the guy to ask.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we're going to be throwing it over to Speed Gaming and catch up to the run in progress between MasterCard Lotus and PSC Baseball Guild Shaq Tools Nightmare. What a wonderful name. And we have tons of races tomorrow night. That is 2. 3 races tomorrow night. 6 p.m. Eastern time will be Tales of the... Gosh, dang it, guys. Tales of the Dreaded Metroid Cat... Tales of the Dreaded versus Metroid Cat Girls. And you guys again. And then Died It Ship versus Crocs Third Law. I love the team names you guys come up with. My favorite team name that I came up with is Schrodinger's Edicoons. But if you want to get your team name, you have to actually enter the tournament, which I was not brave enough to do this time around. So definitely appreciate.
They didn't let me pick the name I wanted. I just want to put that out there. I had a bad one, but they were like, "No, you can't do that," so I didn't.
No, definitely follow the ladies and gentlemen that are brave enough to actually run this game. And follow the sissies that commentate like me and my good buddy Jagger G here. Also, very much thanks to Jestrozooks and Incompetent Perfectionist. I get better at saying their name every time that I say it. I've butchered that name more times than I'd like to admit, but really awesome. Tracking a multi-world is not easy, and they don't trust commentators to do it, and that's why we have really awesome trackers. Thanks again to Tracy M and all the tournament organizers. And does anybody else have anything else they'd like to throw out before we close the episode?
Nope.
Just GG's again to you guys, Hacksaw, Shalatelska. Looking forward to tomorrow's race. Should be fun.
Yep, GG guys. That was fun. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, we will see you all tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and at 9 p.m. and at 11 p.m. Those are the 3 races for channels to be determined. Keep an eye out on the Speed Gaming schedule. And with that, that's going to wrap us up. And I will give my co-commentator Jagger G the final word before we sign off.
Yeah, I'm excited to see more of this tournament. It's a lot of fun strats and randomizers. So y'all take care and see you next mission.
See you next mission.